Hi everyone, joining me today is Caroline Ainger, who is lined up to be Mission Area Lead. Caroline, it's so lovely to have you with me. Would you like to introduce yourself?
Hi, Tori. Hi, everyone. Yes, I'd love to introduce myself. Thank you for the opportunity to talk with you today. So, my name is Caroline Ainger, and I am in Liverpool. I've been here for some 16 years. I am currently serving as the superintendent of the EMEA circuit, and that's quite a new circuit, and it's a non-geographical circuit. And it's all about pioneering. So we're really trying to do church differently so that new people can connect with us and more importantly with the love of God. And alongside that superintendency role, I am working for the Liverpool District's New Places for New People, which is called the Neighbourhood Project. So I love my life.
You sound very, very busy, but that sounds amazing at the same time. Um, so I feel like if you've watched the interviews I've done with the other mission area leads, you'll be prepared for this. Do you have an interesting fact about yourself that you'd be happy to share with us?
I love that when you ask this question, you just smile really broadly because you know that you're landing us in it, right? So I'll answer this question if you'll answer this question.
Oh gosh, I'll
No.
have to have a think.
There's loads of interesting things about you, Tori. So I'll take the hot seat and I'll tell you something about myself, which well, I'll let you decide whether it's interesting. But I love water. Okay, so I love being on the water, in the water, by the water. And everybody in my household calls me the otter because every chance I get, I will go swimming. I love it. But a few years ago, I started paddleboarding. A lot of people have taken up the sport, haven't they? And I really enjoy it, and it's allowed me to see different parts of the country, and I've really enjoyed it. But much more recently, just a few weeks ago, I bought an inflatable kayak. So I thought I'm ready for a new challenge. Not that I've mastered paddleboarding by any stretch of the imagination, but I just thought, you know what, it's good to mix it up from time to time. So I got an inflatable kayak a few weeks ago, and I've just started taking it out. And what's really interesting, Tori, for me is that I'm learning these new skills as I go out on the water. But just as I'm getting my confidence up, I'm going to places that I know really well. So for instance, last time I took a kayak out, I was out on the Albert Dock, which is somewhere that I know really well. And I just saw it from a completely different perspective because I was in the kayak. And I just think a lot of life, a lot of ministry is like that. A lot of being church is like that. It's just building our confidence by doing something a bit different, doing it to get a different perspective on things, and just knowing that we can take it one step at a time and just enjoy it and grow as a result of doing something new. So that's where I'm at. So if you don't find me at home, I might be out on the kayak.
That sounds absolutely amazing. And I love that sense that actually you can be in a place that you've been to so many times before, but with a completely different perspective on it at the same time. That's just, yeah, that sounds amazing. Thank you so much for sharing that with us. So thinking about your future role then, all of the mission area roles actually just sound so exciting. What is it that excites you the most about going into this role?
Oh wow, it's just such an amazing opportunity, really. I think, Tori, because for me, when I was looking at this role, I really was inspired by the fact that the emphasis is on mission. And so there's different parts to this role, and I guess each of us that are in these roles will work it out as we go to a certain extent. You know, we'll be talking with others about what is needed and what is wanted from us, and we'll be working out very closely as a team across the new district. But for me, it's the fact that the emphasis is on mission, and I think it's just wonderful to affirm that God is always at work. God is often at work in new and surprising ways. But for me, what's really exciting is that God is at work and God invites us to join in what God is already doing. And that is always going to be the most exciting adventure. And I love connecting with people. I love connecting with people with where they are at and what they're discovering in you of God and how that's deepening their love for Jesus. So I think for me, it's really exciting for thinking about where God is at work, how God is at work, and how God wants us to join in, and talking with the churches and with the circuits across this new district, and seeing something of their excitement about that, and recognizing that God is never finished with us, and you know that God is always open to our skills, to our gifts, to our graces, which is astonishing, isn't it? Because you know, who are we to do this stuff? But God wants to partner with us and to do it in a way that is a blessing to everybody around us. So for me, that's why I put my hand up for this role in that sense, because who wouldn't want to be part of it, right? Who wouldn't want to be part of what God is doing? Because if God is doing it, it's going to be wonderful, it's going to be beautiful, it's going to be exciting, it's going to be joyous. So I'm definitely wanting to be part of that.
That sounds so amazing, Caroline. And just sitting here listening to you as well has like ignited this excitement that's within me as well for the new district. And I love that idea that God is never finished with us. That's, yeah, it's such an important reminder. So thank you so much for that. The other question I wanted to ask you is in terms of the district more as a whole. What do you hope that we can achieve, and I guess you as the mission area leads can achieve missionally as we head into the Northwest District?
So I think for me, there is, as you can tell, a lot of excitement about this new opportunity, and each of us taking our own part in that. And there's going to be wonderful variety, I think. So I'm quite keen to say, I suppose, that across the district, we're not looking at replicating things, we're not looking at duplicating things. Of course, we can learn from each other and we can resource one another and we can share stories of what God is about and where we are. But I think just recognizing that the richness of God means that we need lots of different ways of telling people the good news of Jesus. And if we want church to be different, then we need to do church differently. And so for me, the opportunity of the new district is to work on that bigger canvas, really, and to take a bit of a step back and look at it and see what is taking shape, you know, where the life is, and just to be inspired by that and to be excited by that. And to recognise that we don't have to do everything, that we can support one another, but we can discover too in our conversations with each other what it is specifically God is asking us to do. And not to be fearful of taking some risks. I think discipleship has always been about taking risks. You know, if we return to the teaching of Jesus, lots of challenge in it in terms of what we're being asked to leave behind and what we're asking each other to take forward and to step into. We can never know the totality of it, but we do know who journeys with us. We know who is there before us, and we know that he says he'll never leave us. So I think for me, the hope is that on a bigger canvas, we can see things taking shape, taking form in a way that allows us to do our own bit, but to be part of something bigger, and to recognise that God does think big. So, you know, the challenges are real, aren't they? The challenges are real in terms of what is going on in the world, the stories that we're hearing each and every day in terms of, you know, the struggles that people might have, and the struggles that people might have to know that they are loved, to know that they are uniquely created, that they are precious, that they have worth, that they have dignity. And for me, that is the good news that we have to share, and it has to be good news for everybody, or it isn't really good news. So in that sense, like the world is our oyster, or the world is our parish, as something else might have said at one point. And so that for me is the opportunity as well as the challenge.
Amazing. Thank you so much. Caroline, thank you so much for your time today. It's been lovely to get to know you a little bit. And yeah, we'll continue to pray for you as you transition from your current role now into taking up this new post in September. And I'm sure we'll be speaking again very soon.
I appreciate it, Tori. Thanks so much. Bye.